You're watching Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
Okay, we're back. Our guest for this segment is April McDavid. She's president of the Wilmington Regional Association of Realtors. And just in case you're tuning in late, we're talking about the end of the recession. Is it over? And how we're doing here in southeastern North Carolina. Nice to meet you, first of all, April. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me.
You've been president how long?
I started in January of 2009.
And
almost finishing up.
So you do a year?
Yes, yes.
In that position. All right, we're going to talk about the local housing market. What are the signs that you're seeing out there?
I think throughout 2009, each month we have exceeded each month in the number of sales.
Exceeded the same month year before?
Yes. No, we were actually down year before, but each month, like January.
You see it building.
February got better. Yes, March got better. Each month.
But not as good as the previous year.
No, our figures were down.
What price range is strong?
Really, the first-time home buyer price range is very strong, and so really probably the 250 and under market.
Under?
Yes.
And is that because of the incentive program for first-time home buyers?
Yes. And I heard nationally over 1.2 million people as of the end of August took part in that so far. So that's...
you felt a real bump because of that.
Yes.
It was a federal subsidized program.
Yes.
How much?
$8,000 they get.
They got a credit of $8,000.
Right.
If you are a first-time home buyer. Is
First
that
time.
still in effect?
And it's really not just first-time home buyer, it's someone that hasn't owned a home in the past 3 years.
Okay.
So that's a lot of misconception about that out there.
So you felt
Yes, I think that has definitely helped the housing market. And it's also helped the next segment of housing market because the first-time home buyers, they buy, their first-time house, and then those people get to move up to a little higher income house.
Okay, so what about mortgage rates? How are they now?
Very good. They're definitely holding steady, and I mean I don't think there's really any better time to
under
buy.
6?
Yes.
We're still under 6.
Yes, we are.
I mean, it doesn't get much.
No.
That's I remember days when it was.
And they are making predictions.
My first house was 8.5.
So
was 8.5 my first
wow.
house. Yeah. How hard is it to get financing for a couple with an average credit score?
I mean, you have to have income. You have to have a job. We went to a crazy part of the financing world where anybody could get a mortgage. But if you have a good job and you have income, you can definitely get a mortgage. And it may take a little bit longer in this economy, but it definitely can be done.
And what kind of cash down is required now? Are we talking 10, 20, what?
I'm actually a local bank are trying to get rid of some of the inventory, and I'm just closing on one with 100% financing for a first time. Yep.
But with an extraordinary credit score, though, right?
Yes.
You can't do that if you have an average credit score.
No.
What's the biggest barrier you're finding to closing a sale?
I think probably the appraisal process is, they've really gone through some adjustments and stuff like that. And I mean, it's not the appraisers or anybody's fault. It's just going through the whole segment. And that is trying to calm down now. So I think we'll see, that even get better in the future.
Is this still a big relocation market as it has been? It was a magnet for retirees and people wanted to relocate to the coast. Are you still finding that, or is it more folks that are already here buying, moving up, or getting into the housing market for the first time?
I think it's a mixture of all of those, but we're definitely, we're finding people still wanting to move from, up north, and even people that have moved to Florida, we call them halfbackers, that they're wanting to move back.
Why do they want to move back?
Well, I think they've gotten to Florida maybe, and they think it's too far from their grandchildren. So North Carolina's kind of middle of the state, and we offer so much. We have the coast, we have downtown Wilmington.
Are we in a recovery? Is the housing market in recovery? Can you say that?
Well, I think, like each month we have definitely improved with the numbers that we have sold. August was down a little bit from the previous month, but August has always been down. People are going back to school and stuff, so that month is, down always. So I'm waiting till next year to really, I think the future, and I think in this market, that's what we have to look to is the future, and just, take each month at a time, but it has definitely shown improvements.
Some people say that this whole thing's going to play out again at some point. We're going to get back into it. We're going to get into, move up. We're going to get into this incredible bubble, and then everything's going to collapse again. First of all, do you think that's possible, and how would you see preventing that from happening?
Well, I think real estate is, definitely a cycle. I mean,
Yeah.
just like everything else, and its ups and downs in it. I mean, I can't predict the future. I definitely don't know that. I mean, if I could do that, I would be probably very wealthy right now. But, I mean, it is an up and down cycle, so, that could possibly happen again in the future. But real estate is a long-term investment. I mean, it's a place that you call home. It's a place to raise your family.
But a lot of people made a lot of money, and it wasn't folks buying houses, it was speculators.
Right.
And a lot of people lost a lot of money as well
Right.
when it all bottomed out. What about housing values? Have they bottomed out? Are they static now? Are they on the rise?
I think just like from our year-end average figure, January, we were definitely up from the January figure. It went, high and low during the year so far, but I mean, it was like started our average sales price, I think is like $234 as of the end of August.
That's
right
average?
now. Yes.
What was it at the peak of the bubble? Something 274, wasn't it?
So it was
Something
probably
that.
like more in the 400 range.
Average?
Yep.
Really? How about new home building? Looking better? We're starting to see some housing
we're starting to
starts?
see some new construction with the builders starting, so that's good. And I think that may end up being a peak thing, because at one point is because the inventory of new homes is so low that there will be a demand that comes for that, and which would probably help.
Well, so your inventories for your inventories on homes for sale, how is that now? Is it?
I mean, there still is a lot of inventory out there. It is going down, and less new homes each month have been coming on the market, which is good too. It's less inventory coming on the market, which makes supply and demand.
It's still a buyer's market, though, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a great time to buy out there.
Yeah.
I mean, interest rates are low. I haven't seen any other time that's better to buy. So, but I think the fear of people, they're trying to maybe hold on to their money or something, but it's really a great time to buy.
Great time to buy.
Yes.
We'll leave it with that.
Yes.
April McDavid, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
President of the Wilmington Regional Association of Realtors. Stay with us. Our final power guest, Dr. Tom Simpson, former member of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, and he's an executive in residence at UNCW, and he's going to cover the nation. Stay with us.
Thank you.